Yeah, right. Well, it was a pretty unusual Passover, to say the least. I just remember I sat down and Philip was there beside me, kind of whispered in my ear, says, "Man, I think something really big is going to happen tonight." And I just looked at him like, "Nah, I doubt it." And of course, I was wrong. That's when Jesus he took the basin and the towel, and I didn't know what he was doing. I was like, "What's he doing with the foot water?" It's not like he's going to start washing somebody's feet now. Wrong again. So that's, he took it. He started with Bartholomew, and Bart, he just sat there, didn't say anything, didn't do anything. None of us did. We didn't know what to think. We didn't, But then he moved on to James and Andrew, and all along washed all our feet. And I don't know. It was kind of strange, but somehow wonderful. And it was sort of a hush over everything, and I just remember thinking, nobody's gonna, speak up and ruin the moment now, and strike three, wrong. And who do you think it was? Yeah, of course, Peter.
No way you're gonna wash my feet. You can wash everybody else's feet, but you're not gonna wash mine. That's what I said to him. I said, "Jesus, you're not gonna wash my feet." You know what he said to me? He said, "Fine, Peter. Then you can have nothing to do with me." Ouch. So naturally I turned to him and said, "That's all right, Jesus. You can wash my feet. You can wash my hands. You can wash my whole body if you need to." He said, "Peter, your feet will be just fine." And there, when he dropped to his knees, washed my feet, he was teaching us servanthood.
And Jesus took some bread and wine, and he sort of divided it up and handed it out, and we drank the wine, and he said that it was a part of a new covenant with his blood. But then the thing I really remember very well is how he told us. He said, "Tonight, all of you are going to lose your faith in me." And I just remember thinking, no, absolutely not going to happen. That's what I thought. I didn't actually say it. I didn't really say anything. I just sort of sat there.
I couldn't just sit there. I had to say something. I said, "Jesus, you can count on me." That's what I said. I said, "You can count on me. They may all fall, but you can count on me." You know what he said to me? He said, "Before tomorrow morning, you will deny me 3 times. Ouch. After that, we started to wrap things up and head to the garden.
Once we arrived at the garden, that's when it got crazy. Jesus asked Peter, James, and myself to go along further with him and pray. We did. We tried. We just kept falling asleep. And Jesus, he just kept waking us up. I remember one time Jesus said, "The spirit, it's willing, but the flesh, it's weak." It's so true. Judas, did he think what he was doing was right?
There he is. You see the one praying by himself? He's the one. Now, the others, they're gonna try to come up, create some scene. But the one that I kiss on the cheek, he's the one. 30 pieces of silver, right? 30 pieces of silver. That's what we're good about, right? 30 pieces of silver. Remember that. Forget the rest. The one that I kiss on the cheek.
Kiss? Judas betrays Jesus with a kiss of a friend? That's when it got crazy. Peter takes a sword and cuts this guy's ear off. Then Jesus, he grabs the ear from the ground and puts it back into his head like if nothing ever happened. And then that's when they took him. I love to tell you that we fought for him. But we didn't. Everyone ran. I ran. So ashamed.
What have I done? What have I done? I was so stupid to think. Have killed him. Have killed him. Have crucified Jesus.
I crucified Jesus. That's what the crowd wanted, and that's what they got. Personally, I don't think that man did anything to deserve that. But I'm just a soldier doing his job. The governor gave the sentence, and that's when I went to work. And I loved that job. I felt like I was administering justice every time I nailed someone to a tree. But that man, he didn't deserve that.
Doesn't make any sense. I mean, there I was, rotting away in a jail cell for murdering, for robbing. I mean, you name it, and I had done it. So I knew that the next minute that I stepped foot outside that jail cell, that was it. So the guards, they came and they grabbed me and they put me next to this guy who was beaten to a bloody pulp. Then the governor, he turns to the crowd and he says, "Which of these two men do you want me to set free?" Well, I mean, it was obvious. They were going to say, "Let Jesus go." And I was going to tell them where they could go. But the crowd, they started chanting Barabbas. I mean, they were saying my name. They were saying my name over and over again. So the guards, they grabbed me and they threw me into the crowd. And they took this Jesus, they took him up to Golgotha. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, 1 minute I'm a man marked for death, and the next minute I'm free? So I followed him. I followed him all the way up to Golgotha.
I was stationed at Golgotha that day. We had just raised up the second criminal by the time they brought him out to me. I'll never forget what he looked like. He had been beaten, spit on, whipped. He was unrecognizable as a man. It's hideous. They tore off what was left of his clothes and threw him down on the cross, and that's when I went to work. Now, when you crucify someone, the first hand is always the most difficult. Because you see, the criminal, he wants to get away. So usually I'll just call two guys over and have them hold him down. But this guy, he didn't even put up a fight. I just thought he was exhausted. Now, as an executioner, I have been called every name in the book. I have had men yell at me, plead with me, but I wasn't prepared for that. This man, he looked at us, he looked at me, and he said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." He forgave me.
Forgive? Forgive them? I mean, who is this guy? Forgive? It should have been me up there. It should have been me up on that cross. But he took my place. He took my place. I remember when I looked up, he took this very deep, agonizing last breath. And with it, he said, "It is finished." And then he died.
Surely, that man is the Son of God.